Hello everyone, welcome back to the C programming language tutorials. These tutorials are brought to you by Zeedup. C is a very popular programming language, and in today's video we will see that how can we install an IDE to write the C programs. After hearing the word IDE, the first question that must come into your mind is what is actually an IDE? So, an IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. It provides an environment through which you can write all of your programs and then you can translate them into a language that your computer understands. In case you do not know that which languages the computer understands, it is a binary language that is comprised of zeros and ones. We as a humans cannot understand the binary language, so we write the programs or the instructions for the computers into a language that we understand, known as a programming language, and then it is translated into something that the computer understands. An IDE provides us with the three main components. The first is an editor, using which we can write our programs or the instructions which we want to give to a computer. The second thing is a compiler, which acts as a translator and translates our instructions into binary language. And the third one is a debugger that is used to find out any of the errors if we have made any while writing the programs. These three things constitute of an IDE, thus choosing an IDE carefully is an important task. The IDE that we are going to use for C is code blocks. The reason why I have chosen this IDE would be clear once you Google code blocks, and you can see its definition from Wikipedia itself that code blocks is a free, open source, cross-platform IDE. Free means that it is available free of cost, so for all the beginners out there who are trying to learn C can easily learn it for free from code blocks. Then it is a cross-platform IDE, which means that code blocks can work with any operating system, be it the Windows operating system, the Mac operating system, or the Linux operating system as well. There are various languages that are supported by the code blocks IDE. These are C, Visual C++, and GCC. So basically, if you are trying to progress into the field of programming languages and are planning to learn some more programming languages, then code blocks is the IDE you should go for. So first of all, we would be seeing that how can we actually download code blocks. So for that purpose, what do we need to do is, first of all, we need to Google code blocks, and the first link that we have got is www.codeblocks.org. This is the link that you must follow. Instead of going into that link, there was a downloads link. You could go directly to that. If not, you can just come over here and you can see its description that it is an open source cross-platform free IDE for C, C++, and Fortran. So Fortran is another programming language just like C and C++, but since we are trying to learn C, so we should be focusing more on C right now. Okay, then you can just go to downloads from here, and once this downloads is here, you can just go to the binary release option. That is the first option that you would get. Now here you have three options. These options help you to choose your corresponding version of code blocks IDE for whichever operating system that you are using. Currently I'm working on Windows 10, so I'm going to go with the first link, but you can either choose Mac or Linux for whatever operating system that you are using. On clicking on Windows, what do I get is a list of options that are available for code blocks. So over here, what do you need to search for is a thing that has MingW setup. MingW is actually a compiler, so we want an IDE with the code editor and the compiler as well. That is why we are going to go with mingw setup.exe file. Then you can go to these two links, either FOSSHub or sourceforge.net. So I'm going to go with sourceforge.net so that I'm able to download it. Now once you go there, the download should start automatically, as it is saying over here that your download will start shortly. Now this file is actually of around 140 MBs, so it may take some time for it to download, and to save that much of time I have already downloaded it on my PC. You can see that this is the setup that is already present. So this would be downloaded, and you can just choose a location where you want to download it. I'm not going to download it again, so I'm just going to close this window. Then once it's downloaded, it's kind of a setup would be shown over here, which would ask you to install code blocks. All you need to do is simply click on next, and once you would be asked to agree to the terms and conditions, so you can just agree to it. And then once it is installed, you can see right now my installation is complete. Then you can click on next, and then you would be asked to finish your setup. Now once your installation is complete, this kind of code blocks would be automatically opened, and what would it do? It would detect the compilers that are already present in your PC. Now since I have downloaded Microsoft Visual C++ as well, so this compiler is also detected in my PC, and apart from this, the GNU GCC compiler is also detected. This is actually, if you just hover over it, is the MinkW compiler that we just installed with the code blocks. So this GNU GCC compiler would be available in your PC. You can just select it and click on OK. Now once you do that, you need to actually wait for a few seconds, and after that what would happen is your code blocks IDE would be opened up. So this may take a few seconds depending. Okay, so yes, our code blocks has been opened up, and these are some of the things that it asks for, but you do not need to worry about it. You can just close it, and then we are going to see that how can we actually create a new project in code blocks. Now by creating a project only, we can write our program in any IDE. So for that purpose, either you can go to create a new project from this welcome screen itself, or you can just go to file, go to new, and click on a project. And from here you have got all these different projects you can create. These are the bunch of options that are given to you by code blocks, and all these projects you can create. But we are going to create a very simple console application right now. And then after selecting this console application, you can click on go, and then you can click on next. And here you are supposed to make a selection. You can either create a console application in C or C++. I'm going to go with C, so I'm selecting C and clicking on next. Then you are supposed to give your project a title. So I'm going to give it as first program, like this. And then you can just select the folder in which you want to just store your C programs. So this is my folder, and you can click on select folder. So this is the path where your C program or this project would be stored. Then you can click on next. All these things you should make sure that it is as it is. You do not need to make any changes over here. Then you can click on finish, and as soon as you do that, you can see that in the left hand side pane, that is the projects pane, we have got first program, and this is exactly the name of the project that we gave. There is the source folder, and if you just expand it, there is a file called as main.c. So if you just double click over here, we have already got some code. This is another beauty of an IDE, that some of the code is pre-written for you, and this is a very general code, but we are going to make some changes to it to make sure it is very easy to understand. First of all, I'm going to just remove this return 0 line, and instead of int, I'm going to write here as void main. And then I'm going to just remove this thing over here. So this is a very simple program that would print hello world on our screen. So let us just run it. So for running it, here you can see this kind of a play button option, that is for a run option. You can just click on it, and you might be asked to build your project first, so you can just click on yes, and you can see that we have got this kind of an output screen where hello world is written, and this is exactly what we wanted. So congratulations, you just have created your first C program which prints hello world on the screen. Then you are required to press any key to continue, so you can just press any key and you would be back to your code blocks IDE. What is this program and how it prints up, what is the working behind the program, all these things we would be learning in the next video. That is all for today's video, and thanks for watching.